Yo, welcome to Let's Talk About It. This is your boy, the Black Kelly Severino LeVar Hamlin is in the building, man. I'm in my building. We're working on Little Skeleton Crew right now, man. A third of the people, man. But on the screen, with the big face, bigger than mine from what you can see, we got Mr. Big Tier, Mr. Northwestern, Jatim Young is in the building.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm here. You know what I mean? We got greatness and we back. So, man, I'm happy to be back live. Prime time, baby. We prime time, Bob.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Hey, before we go any further, man, we want to sit here and let everybody know, hey, we're going to be up. We up on Spotify. We up on iHeartRadio. We up on YouTube. Please go on these sites and hit the subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? The subscribe button. Just choose any show. I don't care what. Just subscribe to the page. The goal here is we want to start taking this show internationally, man. We want to go YouTube live, you know, and that way when we do these things, man, on Facebook, man, you know, everybody can kind of give more of a personalized thing, and we can start branding ourselves a little bit better, man. And then it also helps because if you haven't heard us on Spotify or iHeartRadio yet, we got the music in between the breaks and stuff what people don't realize, and it sounds so much better, man. And you'll be surprised at how intelligent that you sound as a listener and a caller that comes in when you chime in on some of these topics. So with that being said, hey, Lack, we got to go ahead and get into it, man. But in the meantime, how's it been the last 2 weeks?
Oh, it's been good. You know, it's great. Chicago again. We, Lori Lightfoot, gangster Lori Lightfoot, gave us a warning. She said, "Hey, if y'all don't want me shutting the city down, y'all better be more responsible." And it seems like Chicago's been pretty responsible. The weather here has been nice. Like I said, I'm always happy. I live by the beach because I get to walk and enjoy summertime shine. So it's been a lot of things going on in the city, and now we got to restart, which is why the topic of the show is the restart.
All right, so and bringing into the restart of the show, man. And we still, you know, we got our other podcast panelists, man. They couldn't be here today for scheduling reasons, man. But hey, they're gonna be back with us sometime soon, and with a little bit of luck and courage, maybe we can all get back in person sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? That nothing beats that live energy that we have amongst ourselves. So
yeah, our chemistry is amazing.
Yeah,
and that's why
so
the show is so sought after, and that's why we the #1 show on urban radio podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you know, actually, you know, nationwide, we like in the top 120, man. We in the top 120, you know, podcasts, and yeah. I'm talking about,
and that says a lot about our energy.
I mean, and that's compared to all the smoke, Joe Rogan, the Ron Burgundy, Breakfast Clubs, and so on.
85 South Show.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely up there, man. You know, shout out to those other podcasts too, man, because we have a lot of great things that we all like piggyback off of, man. And we talk about the same thing, and you know, in other areas we copy off. It's funny because, you know, since we started this podcast about a year and a half ago, it's like a lot of things that we say, you know, other people on other podcasts start saying. I'm like, wait a minute, you know, but you know,
yeah, and mainstream,
yeah,
know, because like I'm on Twitter. I got a nice following on Twitter, and I'm connected to a lot of people that are saying journalism and things like that. And a lot of things when I share, and you know, I always, you know, hashtag a lot of different people, and I hashtag what we discuss in our podcast. And I watch Undisputed, and I watch First Take, and I watch different other sources and media outlets, and a lot of points that we be making, I will hear.
Yeah.
And I'm being so honest. I will hear it in other shows about the stuff we be talking about. So, man, I know Let's Talk About is what's up, and that's why people want us from other states to come and do live shows in their state. But we want Chicago also to show us that love.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, so we gonna go ahead and jump right into it, man. All right. You brought up a topic, man, about uh the struggles that a man goes through in courtship and in personal life, and you brought up a thing about, you know, for man, you on a family trip. Hey, who gets the front seat of the car? You know, is it the girlfriend or the wife, or is it the mama? You know, and these are very good topics that comes about, man, that we also would love to have callers and people. Like, let me tell you something. This is a group chat, so if you want to come on into the group chat, it's open for anybody to come in. Just give us a quick text and let us know so we can introduce you guys on here before you say anything. But there's a lot of talk about who gets the front seat, who goes first, who does this, who does that, man. So, like, if you was this man, and you married, who get the front seat?
Right.
Who get the front seat, dog?
My mama and my grandma, dog.
All right. Compared to who? Your wife or your girlfriend?
I don't care what's her type. Wife, girlfriend, significant other, fiance. I don't care who it is. Like, it's a sign of respect and respecting your elders. And if you look at other cultures and other kingdoms, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, the queen, the person that they got the years behind it, the experience, they got the stripes, that like the reason why all of this is possible. If we can't respect her, forget the way you feel. If you can't respect that, how do you expect that generation behind to respect you? And I don't even know why this is a debate, but it apparently is, because it's just a lot of, you know, females so caught up in their own egos that they can't look at the bigger picture and the bigger message, you know what I mean, and the symbol of what that means to have that respect. And I know if it was me and I was coming to the car and my lady was driving or whatever, I'll ask her, hey, babe, do you want me to drive the car? Because it's a chivalry thing. And if she say, no, I'm good, I'm not tired, I'm okay, I will hop in the back. I'm going to tell her daddy or granddaddy, her mama, her grandma, hey, I'm the man of this family. You know, I'm the husband. I sit in the front. I'm going to get my goof ass in the back seat and sit there and carry a conversation. I don't care if they like me or don't like me.
Right.
And it's just where we are as a society, especially as a people, and especially in regards to the way, like, women and females speak about stuff. You know what I mean? And something as small as that you can't just hop in the back seat, no matter your title, when you see, you know, royalty and you see your elders right there, that's a problem for yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me, you know what? I think different on this one, Jack. I gotta tell you, you know, right now that, I gotta tell you right now that, wow, I am rolling out. If I'm married, the wife has to get the front seat, man. You know, I gotta put it out there just like that. You know, the wife gets the front seat, and I'm gonna have to deal with the consequences for everybody else. But if we all ride in the car like that, I'm getting a minivan where everybody can get in there comfortable at least. You know what I'm saying? Because it really gets, you know, it's like once you get married, your wife ultimately supposed to be that number one girl. And it's like, if that's the case, then you got to do what you got to do, you know? Hello? Hey, like,
No, I'm listening to you.
yeah, I'm saying you gotta do what you gotta do, man. And it's like she, you know, a lot of women feel insecure behind stuff like that because, you know, it's like women don't. When you're with a woman or you profess your love to a woman, they don't want to feel second to nobody. You know what I'm saying? And so that's always going to be a thorn. That's always going to be an issue, a problem. So sometimes it's like, yeah, mom, grandma, I love you, but I did take a wife and she comes first. And if your mom and grandma can't understand that, then you gotta really have a talk with them, because it's in the Bible. To be honest with you, your wife comes first once you take a wife. So it is what that's the way it is. Hey, I see a couple people logged on. If you want to chime in on this conversation, you are more than welcome to. Just add yourself on into the group conversation, and you'll be live on the podcast. So, man,
everything you said about, and it ain't about what I can do. It's about what's right to do. It's about what I should do, because in actuality, you doing that showing, and you doing that showing kind of that respect of, okay, you were spending time with your mom, or you were spending time with your grandma. We about to drop off at home. You slid on me to come pick me up from the store or whatever like that, and we gonna drop off and then bam, like that.
Right.
That don't diminish any level of responsibility or any level of importance in your household. Not saying, babe, or about her just looking at and when she see the couple up, okay, it's mama, it's his grandma, let me go and get in the back. That don't make you less of a wife. That don't make you less important to him. Because without that mama, you know what I mean, you wouldn't have a husband. Your husband could have ended up in a napkin somewhere. Your husband could have ended up down the toilet.
You
know what I mean? So when your husband needed them shoes to go to basketball camp, you didn't do it. The mama did it. When your husband was hungry and needed that food and nutrients to stay healthy and fight colds and get over the chicken pox and measles, you didn't do it. The mama did. So it's forget all that. Man, take a wife. Man, you take a wife, but as a man, and I'm just saying, I understand where you're coming from. But this me as man, and me as the leader. Because now that I'm your husband, that means I'm head of the household. If I'm the head of the household, I'm the leader. That means you're gonna follow my lead. So if you see my mom right there, you're gonna already be clear on my stance that it shouldn't be an argument. You see her, you up, let me get in the back. I don't care how you feel about that. And if you got insecurities, that's something personal. They ain't got nothing to do with my mama. They got something to do with you as the woman.
All right. So let me ask you this question here. Say the roles were reversed just a little bit. Your woman was driving the car. Who get the front seat between you and her dad?
I'm hopping in the back seat.
All right. Okay. I mean,
I'm hopping in the back.
All right. I mean, you know what? That's that's fair enough. Because we're gonna have some women that come on here.
And I don't even care if it's my car. I don't even care if it's my car, Bob.
Right.
If she driving my car like the guy was driving the wife car, you know what I mean? It don't even matter. Again, I don't need something to prove my status and my dominance and my relevance in a relationship. That's all it's proved. And maybe that's because I got that confidence and that security about myself as a man and about myself as Jatil. I don't everything I've ever touched has been amazing. I got a track record of my life and being there. So I'm okay with who I am. If I gotta sit in the back seat, that don't make me less of nothing. Because whether I'm in the back, the front, if I'm on the roof, if I'm in a truck, I'm still Jatil. I'm still that dude. So that don't diminish anything.
Absolutely. I agree with you on that one. All right. Oh man. You know what? Yeah, this has been a crazy month, man. Jada came out with fucking entanglements and shit, and women kind of like lost their minds and just challenging everybody right now. We got the mayors of Chicago and Atlanta, and I think it was Seattle. They going to war with the president, saying F and U, and he want to send a National Guard to places, man. And in Atlanta, you got the female mayor of Atlanta going at it with the governor of Georgia. I mean, what is your take on, everything that's coming about after this, and the way our politicians and women of power are handling the coronavirus pandemic?
First off, this is why the black culture is so amazing. amazing because with the stance that the guys are taking, our women fight even harder and even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The mayor of Atlanta, you know, she's a I forgot what sorority she's in, but I think she's a Delta. I'm not 100% sure on that. And I know all the sorority sisters that was on Twitter was like, we stand with the mayor. I think her name's Tamara Smith. I could be wrong. I got to check that. But the governor, who's a Republican, who's a Trump supporter, said that the people in Atlanta did not have to wear masks. The mayor said, I don't care what he said. We don't want our numbers going up. If y'all don't put masks on, I'm shutting the city down. Mm-hmm. People wasn't following the COVID protection thing. She shut the city down. And then the mayor, the governor, who's a Republican and a Trump supporter, got mad at her and tried to go in and even tried to like have some type of civil suit against the mayor. And then she countersued him for the safety of the people of Atlanta, which is in her hands. Let's go to Lori Lightfoot.
Hey, Lack, before we go on to Lori Langford, I want to give a shout out to Miss Cicely Armstrong. Hey, if you're watching the show, feel free to come in to the show. She had typed this. She said about our previous topic, she says, I think it's all about respect. The elderly should always be respected, so it's what his mom prefers. Some like to sit in the back to feel like they are being chauffeured as a wife. I also show respect and let the parent choose. So, hey, Cicely, thanks for your comments. If you want to, you can come right on to this live and be a part of the show. We got a lot of great other topics, man. And there is going to be a bit of a delay here between Facebook Live and the live chat room that we got because it's being recorded and has a 7-second delay. So, go ahead, Lori Langford.
So, the whole Lori Lightfoot situation, Trump decided that, you know, without consulting Lori Lightfoot, that, you know, he saw violence in Chicago. Violence been going on in Chicago, you know, his whole four-year term. And I guess now that re-election up, you know, violence started happening again in Chicago, and he decided he wanted to send troops into the city. Mm-hmm. Lori Lightfoot said, I didn't ask for your help, I didn't ask for your troops, I didn't ask for none of the above. She told those troops, she said, you have no jurisdiction here, and you guys will not move into this city unless I say so. And then she had the Chicago Police Department, you know, kind of just making sure that they were protecting the citizens and that the troops wasn't like moving in without, you know, Lori's say so or whatever like that. Absolutely. And it was just Lori Lightfoot standing up for our city and saying, dude, you can't even run this country. You definitely not going to try to run this city. And so that's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you a Serengeti like Chicago, and you can't even run the whole country. I got Chicago on lock.
Hold on. I will say this. I will say this, and regardless of what people may say behind this, when it comes to this particular situation, hey, say what you want about me, but in the last, I want to say 2-3 weeks, we can even go back a month, we've had a rash of killings dealing with our kids. I'm talking about kids under the age of 12 years old and as young as 2 months. And so when you got these kind of situations and it's almost like a weekend thing, I'm sorry, man. If that's what's being put out there and that's what's happening, I'm talking about real time, I'm with Trump, man, because, you know, we said this a couple weeks ago on the podcast. There's no reason a child's life should be taken over some stupid shit. You know, like you got a daughter, 6 years old, right? I think Amina's like,
she looks 6.
Yeah, Amina's like, that's her. She's, I thought she was 6. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, she looked 6. My baby in here, she's 11 years old, and I'm like, everything is cool until it hits your doorstep. And so the first thing that comes to mind is, it don't matter if it's on the south side. It could have been my daughter. It could have been your daughter. It could have been somebody else's son. You know, and it's like over stupid shit. So, and then we everybody's got these signs up. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Man, look, hell, these little kids' lives matter, man. You know, and this is where I'm like, I'm gonna be on board with him when it comes to that. You know. So.
And I feel that, like, that point you're making is a tremendous point. It's a great point, LeBar. My thing is this. You up for election in November. It is August, September, October, November. Mm-hmm. So 3 months in your 4-year term, you decided, oh, Chicago got violence. Let me decide to send some troops just to assist Lori Lightfoot. How come that wasn't your priority year one? How come in your speech and when you were doing your inauguration, instead of roasting your competitors and talking about how they can't perform in bed, how come you didn't talk about, well, I'm playing for the inner cities that's having a lot of violence and a lot of crime rates? My goal is to make sure that I can help bring that rate down, assisting the different politicians and different level of government in those cities with U.S. troops to make sure that we make America safe again. Forget America great again, America being safe again. You never once said that or said that was a concern of yours or a priority of yours. Never once. Now, all of a sudden, 3 months before it's time for re-election, you know, the violence in Chicago is what it's been and everything like that. And now you say, okay, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to send troops here now. Now, I'm all on board for solutions, for help, for different things to make Chicago a safer city. I tell people all the time when I talk about Chicago, this is the best city in the world. There's so much diversity in this city. You get so many different weathers, and this city is always something to do here.
All-Star Weekend was a success, believe it or not, but people don't realize.
A success. Yes.
So
it was.
I know. I was down there, Nicole. You know, rookie sophomore game, man.
Yeah.
It was me, Simon in the Sky Box. Yeah, man. But
But like, help us. Don't wait until it make you look good, and then you say, "All right, I want to help." And then the last one, Bob, before you transition, Jemele Hill. So as you know, the owner of the Atlanta Dream, she's a Republican. She supports Trump. She made some racist comments, and the WNBA girl said that they don't want to play if she's still the owner or she's one of the owners within the WNBA. So the WNBA had their opening season, and as always, they're never going to get high ratings like the NBA, of course. But, you know, you got people like Kyrie Irving that's donating $1.5 million to support the WNBA financially. You got a lot of different players that's doing that. Mm-hmm. So one of the Republican people went on social media and said, well, who cares? The WNBA girls only played in front of 4 of their viewers. And then Jemele Hill was like, you know, it's so funny that the problem is that you are such a bigot that it take you to not get your way and to try to put somebody down, and then when you get called out on that, you're so childish in your ways of putting these talented women down because they don't accept you and what you stand for. And then one of the Republican people tried to help the lady against Jemele Hill and said something about her, and she said, "You're the last person that should talk because Trump called your wife ugly to your face, demasculated you in front of the government and in front of the world, and you said nothing. But now all of a sudden, you got something to say in regards to me stunting on your Republican home. You should be ashamed of yourself." You know what I mean? And that's, you know, Jemele Hill is a very outspoken person about social rights and what's going on in the country. So, you know, shout out to, powerful black women with strong voices.
And believe it or not, she has another successful podcast as well that's in the top 100. So, I mean, I urge people to go and listen to her. You know, and she's very outspoken. And people, if you don't know about Jemele Hill, let's put it out there. Back when Kaepernick took a knee and everything, she was like one of the next major people on a media news platform that actually bagged him up. And you know, at the time, it was her and Michael Smith at ESPN that, you know, bagged up Colin Kaepernick, and they, you know, at the end of the day, they end up losing their jobs behind of it. You know what I'm saying? So it goes much deeper than that. Whereas there's a bigger picture, there's a bigger level of ignorance that people don't want you to see. That podcasts like this don't want you to forget the circumstances of where people's fame came from and so on. So when it came to Jemele Hill, she has every right. First of all, she's a woman. She's into sports. She's very well connected regardless of what media affiliation she's with. And her voice still to this day carries weight. So what you have to get away from is look beyond her being a black woman and look at her as a woman that's putting public safety first when it comes to the pandemic, because this is what it's ultimately about. And what happened to George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and so on, you know, that was just overkill right there on something already extra, and it's giving so many black people a platform to voice their opinions on these subjects, because we are on lockdown. We can't do a lot of things we used to do, you know, like we was talking about this a couple weeks ago. We was how compared to last year, we was at 31st Street Beach in Chicago, you know, because we had a ball last year, you know, every Tuesday, you know. So, man, and you know, like I said, God damn that Jada, man, that's right, because Tory Lanez, he shot back at Meg Thee Stallion, you know what I'm saying, want to transition to music, you know, we got the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez beef. I'm a little bit behind on this particular topic because I was waiting on Quarantine Radio. That's been my favorite show throughout the whole quarantine thing. Quarantine Radio was getting me through this, you know. But
you like the twerk session with the milk going down the girl G-string and everything.
Man, she had milk. She had Don Julio. She had Remy. I was like, my God. I ain't gonna tell you about my favorite one when she had the extra long Anaconda gummy bear. Yeah. We gonna plead the fifth on that one. The fifth, sixth, and seventh on that one. You know, that's how long it goes. So, but update us up on the Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez beef.
All right, so Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez is dating. I didn't know that. That was new to me.
How long have they been dating? Hold on. How long they been dating? Because I want to know, was it during Quarantine Radio? Because he had a lot. Man, Quarantine Radio was the shit.
I don't know how long they've been dating. It didn't say how long they was, and she probably was like, she don't care, because you know her man was making money off of it anyway. I mean, he was making a bag. He was checking a bag during quarantine, just doing his podcast. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Tory Lanez was eating during quarantine with his podcast, and as you know, it was popular, it was famous. You know, in them 4 months. So Megan Thee Stallion net worth, she's around 3 million. Tory Lanez's net worth, he's around 5 million, everything like that. So they had a party, drinking or whatever, having fun. Kylie Jenner walks up to Tory Lanez.
You said who?
I guess Kylie Jenner.
Oh.
Kylie Jenner, the billionaire princess.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So Kylie Jenner is worth $1 billion. She's is it ASAP? Not ASAP Ferg. Somebody. She had a baby. She got like a 2 or 3 year old with a rapper.
Okay.
Who is it?
We'll figure that out. We're trying to figure out what's up with Meg and Tory Lanez.
Right. So and Ben Stem is in a bubble. So Kylie Jenner is out here right now.
Okay.
So Kylie Jenner walked up to Tory Lanez and was like, "Man, what's up?" And Tory Lanez in front of Megan Thee Stallion was giving her rhythm, giving her attention, probably doing a whole bunch of stuff. So with weed and alcohol, Megan Thee Stallion. If you guys listen to her lyrics, she talk about how she the boss lady and she this and she that and everything, and Tory Lanez got into like a heated argument and everything like that, and it carried outside. So her and Tory Lanez arguing and everything, and she in his face, and Tory Lanez is like 5'4", 5'5", Megan Thee Stallion is like 5'11" or something like that. And so I guess one thing led to another, where she in his face, hand in his face, talking stuff, whatever. He pulled this gun out and allegedly shot her in the foot.
Oh man, so he did a
Harlem Nights.
He did a Eddie Murphy from Harlem Nights, huh?
Yeah, he did a Harlem Nights on Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, you wanna shoot me in my little toe, huh?
Yeah.
Man, hey.
So that's what it was.
She probably said some shit like she going to see August or some shit like that. You never know. If she said some shit like that, I'll shoot that motherfucker too. You know what I'm saying? She might have said some shit like she fucked August and his dick was just as big as him or some shit like that. You just never know.
Right.
When you get into it with a woman, they go for the gusto.
Oh yeah, they gonna definitely hit you below the belt. When you argue with a woman, she going for the straight heel shot.
Oh yeah.
But as a man, you gotta keep it together, and you just walk off and just be like, all right, it's cool, don't worry about it.
Yeah, theoretically.
And then call her.
All right, we gotta get to our last topic, man. Hey, we finally got some sports back, man.
True.
I don't even know where to fucking start first, man. We got the baseball players, them they're about to riot and shit with the fake fans and shit like that. That man. I know Yankee Stadium looked like the motherfucker I Am Legend when he had the little mannequins and shit up, man, in the stands and shit. Just fucked me up for a minute, man.
Right.
Oh.
Nah, it's
we got them down.
They trying to just do their best to get. They want to make some type of money, and if they can't pack the stadium, they want to at least make it 1/3 field. So at least if you could get 33% of the stadium field, then people should be able to. So they feel it. I think the owners and the business people feeling like, if we can let 35% people in our arena, that 35% can spread out and still social distance.
Absolutely. All right, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
All right, so that's in terms of baseball. Do you think the same thing will eventually happen with football as well? Because I see that they're gonna go. The NFL is going all in with this shit right now. Whereas they're gonna be tested damn near every day doing training camp, and then every other day once the season start, they've lowered their training camp starting rosters from 90 to 80, and throughout the course of the season, they're going to increase the practice squad members from 6 to 16. So, how do you see the whole thing with the NFL playing out?
I just think with the NFL is gladiator. You know what I mean? We got these warriors and everything like that, and these boys, they putting their helmet on, they gonna do their speech, and they gonna charge. And then hopefully after the game, when they get tested, they not going home with COVID and getting their families infected or things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. I think leading up to the game, if you know, just say the game is Sunday. If you could know Saturday, because usually the night before the game, everybody's in the hotel, right? Nobody's going out Saturday night before the game on Sunday.
No, they're not. They're staying in. They're staying in.
Quote unquote staying in. So if you tested somebody and you get those results back Saturday, you would know who has coronavirus and who don't. And then I think the NFL should do it like they do, like the NBA is doing. If somebody during the season gets the coronavirus, they just gotta contain. They gotta stay quarantined.
So this is what
for 10 days.
This is what they're doing. They saying that with these tests, whoever has a positive test, they're out automatically 2 weeks, and they cannot return to the facility and be around the teammates until you have 2 negative tests.
Yeah. That's fair.
And then
because it's no way you don't get coronavirus if you're doing what you should do. If you're going home, you're staying quarantined, and you're just going to work and going back home, you should do it. But if you try to go out and party and kick it and everything like that, and you take that test and you come back with it, then you deserve to miss 2 weeks.
Okay. So with that being said, because Eddie Goldman from the Bears is opted not to play this season, for health concerns behind the COVID, and the Patriots had like 6 players who opted not to play this season behind the COVID. So let me ask you this: Do you think it was some backdoor things being said, knowing how the Patriots operate? Do you think it was some backdoor things saying, you know what, we in bad times? How about y'all sit out and we just make a run for this next year? Don't you? And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Do you think Belichick went and had a talk with these guys privately to say, hey, go ahead and sit this one out, so we'll see what we got next year, and they trying to get into the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes?
Right. No, no. I think the reasoning behind the guys that decided to sit out was good reason. Hightower was like, man, I'm a father. I'm a brand new father. Me and my wife just had a baby. The baby is due. I don't want to risk going to practice, coming home, and I'm being around my baby. I'm kissing on my baby. And I'm giving my baby COVID-19. I just don't want to risk that.
Right.
And I'm willing to sit out the whole season because of that. Because for me, it's not worth it. I can honor that. You know what I mean? I can honor that.
I got you. I completely understand that part. All right. So, here's another part. NBA bubble, man. Somebody said Lou Williams chose titties over titles. And then Lou Williams went off on Kendrick Perkins, man, criticizing folks. Zion and Harden them dipped out. No, not Harden. Westbrook dipped out for a minute, but they back in the quarantine bubble right now. JJ Redick saying that it's fucked up for a lot of the veterans and shit. Everybody ain't get the same experience and treatment. What do you think? And my bad, Pat Beverly on some Kanye shit. So.
Oh man!
So what you think?
This bubble been crazy. Hey man, these boys ain't even been in the bubble a whole month yet, and they like, man, it ain't no women around. Man, I need to see something. Man, Lou was like, man, look, man, hey y'all, I gotta go to a funeral. Man, let me stop in Magic City and get some wings. Like that, man.
So you got the wing. So at 10:57, you actually went in to get the wings. You know you fucked up, right? So you said you was getting the wings. Did you get the wings with hot sauce, mild sauce, or extra sequin sprinkles?
When I went to get the wings, I got the
you know you fucked up, right? Did you go and get the wings from the cook, or did you get the wings off of Bubbles?
Oh, the real. That boy said I need to see a. He said I need to see a bubble before I go back in the bubble.
Exactly.
Man, bruh. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, they like, man, forget this. I can't get around these hard legs, man. You know, and then, you know, the WNBA girls, they in the same vicinity, but most of the WNBA girls, they like each other. They ain't really trying to mess with the boys.
Yeah, you know, you got a roster full of Dre's on in the WA, man. You know they got the strap-ons like Dre off the Shine and shit like that. So you know they take care of each other.
Exactly.
They take that we got real serious. So
they we got real serious with them. So it ain't many of the WNBA girls are trying to be on that anyway. You know, they ain't trying to get ran through and everything and be a talk in a bubble. So yeah, these boys, they out here like, man, I'm thirsty, bruh. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take the 10 days. Forget that, man. I'll wait till the playoffs start.
Yeah.
You know, so
I wanna know one question for the people in the WNBA. Where's Joanna Man at?
Man, it's gonna be somebody going to practice with a wig on, hopping in the shower, for real.
Absolutely.
There's gonna be somebody from the league. They're gonna be hopping right in the WNBA shower, like, man, I know y'all in here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, you know, it's right now the team that's showing the most discipline, in my opinion, is the Lakers, of course. The Lakers on board. The Lakers is handling their business. So you got the Lakers, Boston Celtics, and Milwaukee.
Right.
And it's a mental right now. It ain't about skill. It's more so of a mind game. I think this championship can get the more stable people, which Boston, Milwaukee, and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Give them the three, ball in, and just focus on the task at hand.
All right, so we got we gonna come up with our top tier teams here, my man. Give me a second.
Okay.
We're gonna come up with our top tier teams for a second, man. I gotta get this back going. There we go. Okay, my bad. Hey, so we normally do LeVar's top 5, so we're gonna do this. Top 5 teams in the bubble that's gonna be our championship gunner teams right now. I'm talking about the teams that we picked to win the whole thing. And
okay,
we gotta do it. We gotta do it in a specific order, man, because you know, it's gonna, you know, everybody got different preferences of who they think is gonna win and who's gonna win. You know, I'm a conspiracy theorist. So who we got at number 5?
Number 5, well, LeVar's top 5. All right, so number 5, I'm gonna say the team that can win at number 5. I'm gonna say the Miami Heat.
Oh, okay. I can see that.
They number 5.
You know what? Because this is my honest wish, but I gotta put them in a bubble because they have a damn good chance of winning. I'm putting the Lakers at 5.
Ooh.
Honestly,
super upset alert.
Because honestly, you know, I have a thing against super teams or constructing your own teams and trying to take an easy path to win championships. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so it's embedded in me. So I got the Lakers at 5 because deep down, I'm hoping no team in LA wins the championship this year. If we're going to be honest.
Okay.
So, number 4.
Number 4. I'm going to go to the West for number 4.
Okay.
Man, number 4, I got a slash, though. It's like 2 teams. But I'm going to say Jokic and the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
At number 4. but I'm also at number 4. It's a tie.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Celtics.
Okay. Well, my number 4 is, like I said, to reinforce what I said about super teams, I'm putting the Clippers at number 4.
Okay.
Because, I mean, if some way, somehow, the Clippers and the Lakers end up meeting in the championship, I'm going to go more for the Clippers than the Lakers if I was forced to choose. But my first choice is I don't want no NBA, I don't want no team from LA to win it this year. So,
okay.
Number 3.
I got another slash, my brother.
Oh, man. you got a lot of slashes,
slash
man.
Number 3. I'm slashing.
Okay.
I'm going to say number 3. Based off what's going on right now,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump a team that I didn't have at all on the radar, but I'm going to jump them based off what I'm seeing in a bubble. The Toronto Raptors, but I'm also slash Toronto.
Okay.
I'm going to slash Toronto at number 3. I'm going to share them at number 3 with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay. All right. Since we're doing some slashing at number 3.
Yeah.
Ooh. At number 3. This is my first slash. I'm going to say... I'm going to go with Denver / Dallas.
Ooh, that is nice. Hey, that is nice.
I mean,
that's a good.
Dallas is a very high volume offensive team. They seem very focused and everything, and they're kind of getting their wheels back. And Denver is just loaded. They don't have that ultra big superstar name, and it's like they're that one player away from people just saying, "Oh, Denver's the favorite." Denver's the favorite.
And to your point, them Europeans, they used to being away from home for 8-9 months.
Right.
They not going back to Slovenia and Croatia and all them other countries. They not going back when they start the NBA season. They not going back for 6 to 8 months. So what has been in the bubble for 2 or 3 months don't mean to them. They want going home no way.
Exactly.
Because the Dallas Mavericks got such a strong European-dominated team, like as far as they main players, that's a good pick. That's a really, really good pick.
Right. All right, so number 2, who we got?
Number 2, you can flip-flop 2 and 1, but we ain't say number 1, we said number 2. But I think it's a flip-flop between these two. I'm just flipping a coin, but I'm going to say the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay, number 2. All right, Milwaukee Bucks. You know what? Number 2, I'm going to take a page out your book, man, and I'm going to put another slash here. This is where I'm going to put Toronto and Milwaukee.
Ooh, okay.
They're well balanced, and what people fail to realize even about Milwaukee is, they were on pace to be in that 70-win club, like with the Bulls and Golden State. And what's even more impressive is that Giannis is really the only superstar on that team. Chris Middleton is an all-star, but I think they had to put him there. But I think if Eric Bledsoe gets his act together, man, they can hit a hell of a run and go on it. And Siakam has made jumps, leaps and bounds, along with Van Fleet and Serge Ibaka and them, and it's like they're loaded like from 1 through 9 in Toronto.
Yeah, indeed.
So
and they're defending champs. They're still the defending champions, and that means a lot.
Right. So number 1, I know who your number 1 team is right now.
Yeah.
I don't blame you because I got a feeling that the league really wants them to win and keep this. They make a lot of money off this fucking debate, even though it's no fucking debate. But go ahead and say your number 1 team, man.
My number 1, sir. I'm gonna go based off what I'm seeing in the bubble right now. Like I said, 2 and 1 can flip flop by 2, which was the Milwaukee Bucks can flip flop. I'm gonna make a statement after you give your number one, and I guarantee you the statement that I'm gonna make you say, "Oh my God, lad." But let's first things first. My number one, I'm gonna go with King James and Anthony Davis. I'm going with the Los Angeles Lakers as the number one team. But like, if it was Milwaukee number one, I wouldn't be mad because I got a feeling about Milwaukee. But
right.
My number one, I'm gonna just say Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron and Anthony Davis.
All right. So if you've been paying attention, I went LA teams 4 and 5.
Yep.
Then I went Toronto. I went Toronto and Dallas. No, I went Denver and Dallas for 3. And then number 2, I went Toronto and Milwaukee. Number 1 team I'm winning it right now is Boston. We lost a connection. Lost a connection.
Defeated.
You say what?
I got the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Uh-huh.
I got Boston. I got the Boston Celtics against the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA Finals.
I got.
Now that's what I wish.
And I got Boston win the whole thing. Okay, so real quick, Abel, so we get on up out of here. Two sleeper teams that can make things interesting in this bubble, in this playoff bubble. Who you got? 2 teams.
Boston.
I'm talking about the sleeper teams.
Okay, like a team
that could just fuck everybody, bracket up.
John Morant in Portland.
All right.
Memphis and Portland.
You say Memphis and Portland?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm with you with Memphis and John Morant. We said this last year when we got drafted. I was huge on John Morant.
And he the rookie of the year. And you was right.
But you know what? Right. You know what? I think another team that could fuck a lot of shit up right now is New Orleans.
Right now, New Orleans is in 10th place. New Orleans is in 10th place. They're 28 and 36. In 9th place is Portland. Portland is 29 and 37.
Uh-huh.
And the Grizzlies is in 8th seed right now.
Uh-huh.
The Grizzlies is 32 and 33.
Okay, so who's at 7 and 6?
7th is the Dallas Mavericks at 40 and 27, and in 6th place it's the Houston Rockets at 40 and 24, and then the OKC Thunder is in 5th at 40 and 24, and the Jazz is 41 and 23 and 4. So that's kind of like 4.
So they're kind of clustered together then, right?
Yeah, 4 through 10 is real close.
So I'm banking on OKC and Portland to take a back seat out, and that's gonna open it up. But if they don't get in, there's no if they don't get in, then I'm gonna have to roll out with Miami. So.
And there's 8 games left.
Right.
So with 8 games left, that means that. Yeah. That means that both the Pelicans and the Trailblazers got to go undefeated to make the playoffs.
Right. So, yep. So, hey, that's what we got right now for this for today, man. Those are our picks for the at least for the bubble and everything of who we see as championship teams, who the sleepers are right now. Hey, we got to get ready to cut on up out of here, man. We got our next show is going to be sometime next week. I will say that it's going to be what I would like to call a Hidden Colors 5 show. And if you want to know more about Hidden Colors 5, it's actually a documentary that me and Corey C.L. Crockett was actually watching and talking about a couple months ago. And it's something that needs to be brought to light on this podcast in terms of everything, because we need to let people know how much power that we actually have in terms of being creative, knowing our heritage, just the whole shebang, learning how to work together as well. So we're going to do a show called Hidden Colors 5 sometime next week. Going to take a little bit of research. So, Lack, it's time to wrap up the show, man. You got any rants, shout-outs, raves?
I'm looking forward to the restart of the NBA season. I'm excited about that. Shout out to the podcast, Antoinette Cherrier, E-Young, my camp vote, Eric Boot, Skilla Young, my twin, Corey CL, Crockett CL. Shout out to my brother, Levant Hamlin, and everything. Let's talk about a shot. We got merchandise, and I will be posting up the website where you can get Let's Talk About It flip-flop shirts, all that. You can go online and purchase gear. My coffee mug came, so I'm gonna post a picture of Let's Talk About a Shot coffee mug that I bought online.
All right, hey, with that being said, hey, this is a big weekend for us, man. Of course, y'all know, like I got work tomorrow, but hey, this weekend, we gonna be at Casa de Pluros, man, for all weekend. Got some big things going on there. Casa gonna be turned into Club Shay Shay later on, especially Friday. So make your way down to Club Shay Shay Friday night, and we gonna get it in. What's next? Hey, it's another group out there. We're supposed to be doing softball/flag football event at Columbus Park out west, Sunday afternoon. So, they tried to get me to play. I was pretty buoyed up. I sat back, I was spectating. They was like, "Why you not playing?" I said, "I'm load management today." But I told them I'm definitely playing in the next one, so I'm going to be geared up, ready to go across the board, And after that, we'll probably be at Club Shay Shay again, get it in. As always, hey, Lack, I want to say I love you, man. Appreciate you and everything. Get me off the bench right now, hyping me up to do a show today. Also want to give a shout out to our other podcast panelists, man, Antoinette Cherrier. She's doing a great job with her individual podcast as we speak right now. Listen and learn. We got Corey Puff Gibbs Crockett, at the Cigar Lounge right now. We got Eric Ooch, and let me get the hookah Skilla. And we got COVID Needaboo. We got COVID Needaboo, man. Out. So we hoping we get everybody in the building again. Hey, you know what? I'll say this. If we can make that happen, man, y'all know how I do. Shit, I jump in the kitchen, on the grill. We'll cook, get the hookah started, man. We'll do our thing. So
let's do it, man.
And I'm gonna have gloves and Clorox wipes on standby. So.
Oh, bro, let's do that. So everybody back in the building soon.
Everybody back in the building soon, man. So, hey, with that being said, hey, we going to catch you guys next week on the other side of the pillow for some real informative shit. Hope you guys tune in. Once again, be sure to go to YouTube, go to Spotify, go to iHeartRadio.
Click subscribe.
Hit the subscribe button. It's going to take you all of 2 seconds. I promise you. Once we get this thing blowing up, man, you're going to see the numbers grow. We're going to start doing a lot more live podcasts once everything starts opening up. Throw a lot of other events, man, and it's going to be something real dope. So, in the meantime, hey, we hope you guys stay safe, stay corona-free, stay with a 2-carb minimum, That's about it, Lack, man. Hey, you got any closing thoughts?
The sex show.
Hey,
all the bartenders.
We still looking for recruits for the sex show. So if you want to be on the sex show, man, hey, get at us, man, so we can set a date and everything.
We're gonna be the Tory Lanez version.
Man, it's gonna be worse than the Tory Lanez version because this is gonna be completely X-rated. But anyway, with that being said, we're gonna catch you guys on the other side of the pillow. Peace.